My name is Lisa Kimathi. I am a research associate at the Standard Investment Bank, SIB, and I'll be taking you through August 2022 equities performance. I will give a summary of the performance in August. We saw a slight dip in the market, that is the NSE, which was down 2.5%. Remember, we came from a double-digit recovery in the month of July, and also August was generally a political period. So, of course, usually the market activity is slightly lower. The NSE 25 was down just 0.6%, but the NSE 20 actually managed to stay positive, and it was up 2.9%. Of course, usually the key difference is that the NSE and NSE 25 are market cap weighted indices, while the NSE 20 is a price weighted index. So in the month of August, we saw turnover at 5.3 billion Kenya shillings. This is much lower than the general average. It's actually the lowest monthly turnover we've had in the year 2022. And from actually the data that we have, it shows that it's the lowest monthly turnover since 2012. But as I mentioned earlier, this has been a political month. So generally there's been a wait and see attitude among investors. So there was minimal trading activity. We look at the top movers. Safaricom was the top traded counter, which is generally the usual, and it accounted for 56% of trading activity. Also remember that Safaricom currently accounts for 52% of the entire market cap of the NSE. The other top movers were the usual big caps. So Safaricom was followed by Equity Bank, then KCB, and then EABL. Out of the top 10 movers, 7 were banking stocks. In the month of August, we saw all the banks release their half-year earnings. Part of the reason we saw the interest, and out of all the top mover banks, only KCB closed slightly lower. Actually, among all the top movers, we saw generally there was a price uptick or prices were flat. Only 3 out of the 10 counters actually closed lower. The top loser was Samia Africa. This is the tire business company, and it was followed by EGADS and Safaricom. So generally, most of our top gainers and top losers tend to be small cap to mid cap counters due to their attractive low prices. Among the top losers, the notable one is Safaricom. And what we've been seeing with Safaricom is that it's a largely foreign traded counter. And as foreigners try to repatriate their cash to invest in more developed economies, this is one of the counters that we actually expected to have a bit of a sell-off. The top gainer was Liberty Kenya Holdings, the insurance company. It was followed by Unga Group and NCBA Bank. NCBA was a notable top gainer. This could be because of the interim dividend that was declared of 2 shillings, which gives about a dividend yield of about 7%, and this could be what led to the increased demand on the counter. First, we're seeing banking stocks have quite a bit of opportunity. All the banks have released their half-year earnings, and generally the performance is pretty good to impressive. The prices have really been discounted, partly also due to still the wait-and-see attitude of the election period, and part of it from foreign sell-off to repatriate their cash. So we're seeing some opportunities in banks. Particularly, we do have a buy recommendation on Absa Bank, Stanchart, KCB, and NCBA. The counter where we're seeing opportunity that's not banking, it's Safaricom. The price is considerably low. And even if you factor potential risks in Ethiopia, we find the Kenya business is good, and so at the current price, it is actually a good buy. What else are we looking out for in the next month? We are waiting for financial results of energy companies, mainly Kengen. We expect the full year numbers for the energy stocks. This is Kenya Power and Kengen, and we are particularly interested in Kengen. Between the two companies, Kengen has remained profitable, but we've seen a few power sector reforms in the past few months, and there's a new geothermal plant, so we're waiting to see how this has affected their numbers, and also to get guidance on what to expect in the next year and the progress on the energy sector reforms. The other bit is ARM Cement, which is currently suspended and in liquidation. There will be a shareholders meeting on 12th September. This has been arranged by the liquidator. So we're also waiting to see what the outcome of this meeting will be. Thank you.